Oh, I am muted. Oh my god. That does not help considering my internet is going all over the place as well. How long have I been muted? That sucks. I think I might have muted since I restarted my internet. Damn it. I probably muted when I left the room and I just forgot I was muted when I get back. But I don't know how watchable the stream is right now. The problem. I keep looking at OBS. I think it's stabilizing. It's kind of green. It keeps fluctuating between green and red. Annoying. The animated peeking boo emotes are so good. Okay, I think the internet has stabilized. So let me start again. Sahi, hello. I said it's more late afternoon here, but it's going into evening, so evening works as well. And Abdallah, hello. We are making a plinko chat game, so it's going to be chat controlled. And I was just saying, I'm considering turning it into a kind of game where you just enter your channel name, and it spits out a URL that you can add to your stream or something. Or maybe we'll turn it into a stream elements widget. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. We'll see. But the goal for today's stream will probably be to get this hooked up to the chat, and then have like a little avatar of. So maybe you do like a command to get onto the board, and then your avatar pops up here, and you can move it left and right, and then other people can enter as well, and they'll move their avatars left and right, and then you can do another command to drop it, and then we'll have a collection box here, I think, and then you get points, and maybe we'll have like a leaderboard or something. I don't know. We probably won't get that far. I was also saying, so when I was refreshing just randomly, I was just saying that it's interesting how the ball drops in exactly the same center every time, but it takes a different path sometimes when it drops. I think that's something to do with chaos theory, even though this is all simulated. I guess it's probably based off of random ticks in the engine. I don't know. Last time it went off this way, but now it's going off this way. Kind of interesting. You've definitely been muted since I showed up. Okay. I restarted the stream a bit when I started, because as soon as I started dropping frames. Like I'm up to 12,000, just hit 13,000 dropped frames. That's yikes. Well, I say only, but it's about 37%. It's pretty bad. I tried restarting the internet, which I did, and it's not helped. It's still fluctuating. I wanted to ask if you were muted, but thought you were busy with something else. I was fiddling around with OBS, but also it didn't help that the chat broke, because when I restarted the internet, I didn't see that it was still connecting, so I might have missed some other messages. Oof. You can make a plinko like marbles on stream then. Oh yeah, it's true. We could make marbles on stream. I mean, marbles on stream, I guess it would be a bit more difficult to do a 2D version of marbles on stream. Well, actually, I guess it wouldn't, because we could have a 2D track, and then you could just make it so that the balls don't interact with each other, like, because otherwise you'll end up with, if they all start like in a row, then they like push each other, then you're only going to have they're just, yeah, I guess pushing each other is kind of also the fun of it as well, but I don't think it would be pretty unfair. So I think they would have to pass through each other in order to have a fair go at getting to the end without like, because otherwise I'm envisioning a 2D track where it's like this, like, you know, that. I'm really bad at describing what it is. But I think by default, all of the physics objects interact with each other, so probably wouldn't help. Huh. We could make them really big. That could be interesting. They would just get stuck though. Actually, that size kind of works better. I don't know. We'll see. Kim joins. What's up? Hello. It's good to see you. Sounds amazing. Actually, there aren't that many chat-controlled interactive stream games. Yeah. It's always good to. Yeah. I think it'll be fun. Just as like a little thing that you can add to a starting soon screen or to an intermission screen. I know games like Words on Stream, Marbles on Stream, those kind of games are really popular for when you need to AFK for a bit. I thought it would be fun to see if we can make one. Gribs is also working on a chat game. And his is going to be more of a hexagon. So if you've played Fall Guys, you'll know what hexagon is. It's the game where you kind of have to like sidestep on hexagons and be the last one standing. And so his is, and he's like animating everything from hand as well, which is going to be pretty insane. So that's going to be fun to see that come together. Make it like a Rube, yeah, Goldberg machine. Those are awesome. I don't think I would be able, I guess you could, with enough trial and error, you could probably make one. I'm not patient enough though. Oh wow, the triangles on that one spread out quite a lot. I know in slobs there's a bit cup that's a plinko option. It does function similarly. Yeah, so bit cups on Stream Elements and Streamlabs basically use something similar. Those bit cups use P2.js, which is a physics engine library. And that's actually what I started with yesterday, but then we decided to go with Matter.js. We're using that for this one, and it seems pretty good so far. I like how it's set up, and it's always good learning a new library. That's pretty neat. And yeah, I'm interested to see what the other options are that we have to create. I think they're pretty standard actually. It's just creating collision bodies and all that goodness. So yeah, it's basically similar to that hype cup, except controlled instead of having to cheer bits, because free stuff is cool. We could always hook it up to channel points too, like insert a coin, and then it could take a chat input or like where you want to drop it. So it could, I'm thinking the center will be 0, and then this will be 100, and this will be minus 100, and then depending on if you put like minus 50, it'll drop here or something. I think doing commands will be easier just to get started, but we could always add channel points later. I don't know. We'll see. The problem with these games is that they're not really that interactive, so it get boring really quickly. Yeah, I think for this particular kind of game, it's not really meant to be like a long-term type game. It's not going to be like an actual game that you stream. It would be more just like a throwaway thing that you put on like a be right back screen, something for chat to do for like 5 minutes or whatever, and just see which people ends up with the most tokens in the bottom or something like that. Jewel Magus, what is up? Hello. How is it going? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good weekend. Been trying to figure out a smooth way to record CSS animations for Ruru. with transparencies, and Scrib said he could help, but I've been trying not to bother him or you or him while researching. Yeah, I saw that in the chat earlier, but I wasn't quite sure what you meant. Like, record CSS animations, as in like you're making CSS animations and then you're trying to export it and turn it into video, essentially, or something like that. Interesting. I'd find a way to reverse the values and have them float back up to really mess with people. That would be pretty insane. I'm thinking it would be fun to have like different stages. Ooh, maybe that could be a thing. Maybe chat can also vote on which stages. Like, we could come up with different layouts and stuff. Like, for this particular layout, I wrote this function here called create colliders, which basically takes in an array of alternating row lengths. So 3 and 4 means 3 at the top, 4 on the second row, and then keep repeating, and do that 5 times. So we end up with 5 rows. Like, if I made this 6, for example, it would turn that into a 6. So I think we can make configurable layouts like that, and I think we could even maybe turn those into options. And I think it would also be fun to make like moving levels, because I think we can make these colliders scale up and down. Maybe that could be pretty freaky. Oh no, this one got stuck. It's okay. Oh, it actually moved. Yikes. I enjoyed a bit of sun and saw you alive when I got home. How's everyone? Ooh, I'm doing good. It looked away again and it moved. I don't know how we got out of that bind. That's weird. Yeah, I'm doing good. It's been kind of cloudy. Well, it was sunny earlier. But it's been pretty good weather this weekend. It's been nice. I'm getting my second dose on Wednesday, so that's good. Looking forward to getting that and being fully vaccinated. Finally, it's been taking forever, but it's there now. Stage picking, ooh, yeah. I think, you know what would also be crazy is if you could make your own stages. Imagine if we had like a whole like website app built out where people could make stages and then share them, and then you could add them to your stream. I mean, now that's getting a bit out of hand, but I know Matter.js has things for mouse interactions and all that, but I honestly didn't think we were going to be using them because kind of focusing on making a static layout rather than needing mouse interactions and all that. Oh, Magus, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. That's super awesome of you. Thank you for that. What about some bouncing properties for the tokens? I think that's what makes them not stuck in the real world. Bouncing properties. Bounce, that's interesting. Coats, hello. Moving bros. What is that emote? That's amazing. Coats, how you doing? I don't know. I think there is a bounce property. Let's see. Body. I know. Oh, there you go. You can set density. can set mass, set velocity, set vertices. I think it would be density, possibly. We could try it. Set density. Wait, I don't want to. How do I set it when I create it? I was gonna ask about that, to be honest. The wireframes made me think of that. The wireframes. Oh. Restitution. Number that defines the elasticity of the body. Ooh, okay. I probably should have just done a search for bounce or something. Good call. Thank you. But that's a property. Okay, so that's what we wanted. That I was thinking it would be weird to set it as a user function to update it after the fact, but writing it as a setting it as a thing makes sense. The value is always positive and in the range 0 to 1. I'm also trying to make an effort to make things readable on stream because, as you know, I export my videos to YouTube, and I think someone commented the other day that because of the YouTube processing or encoding or whatever, it was kind of unreadable on the thing. So let me know if something is too small to read and I can size it up. A value is always positive in range 0 to 1. A value of 0 means collisions may be perfectly inelastic, word, and no bouncing may occur. 0.8 means the body may bounce back with approximately 80% of its kinetic energy. That's pretty sick. Okay. BRB, gotta water the garden, no worries, totes. And it sounds like it's a good thing. That must have mean that it stopped raining where you are, because I know it was raining. What? Amir, thank you for the follow. I mean, if they're watching on a mobile device, I could understand. That's also true, yeah. Watching coding on mobile is always a struggle. Okay, let's set restitution then. We're not going to set it on the collider, that would be weird. We set it here on the body. So I'm actually going to not do this second timeout. I'm gonna cancel that. And we're gonna do here restitution. We'll say we'll make them really bouncy and we'll see what happens. So they're gonna receive 100% the kinetic energy. There's no way this is gonna go wrong. Let's see. Oh. Okay, wait. They're too big. Okay, there we go. Oh god. Going all over the place. Okay, that's interesting. What if we do 0.1? 10%. Yeah, that's not really that noticeable. 50%? That definitely gives it a lot more life. Yeah. I don't know how I was missing that. That's how I'm struggling right now. Oh. Well, hopefully this is kind of semi-readable then. I think 50% is a good amount. Yeah, 50% is probably a good amount. Very cool. I'm going to see what happens when we sum this up to 100. Oh. Definitely looks a lot more realistic. Yes. I like that these colors are automatically picked as well. I didn't actually define those colors. It just does that by default, and it seems to work pretty well with the background. To elaborate on the thing I'm working on, I wanted to make either WebMs or GIF sequence for Ruru, but can't find a way to use the HTML CSS versions I've worked on to have transparency once I record or convert it with the coding in. So I attempted to animate and After Effects, but also really hard. I have an idea, I think, but it might be a bit involved. I will message you after the stream. I think. Yes, I'll do that. I have an idea. I think it's because the static circles aren't that much bigger. Oh, for bounce? When the bounce is pretty high? We can turn them down. I've made those configurable as well. I guess I could make them 30? Oh, maybe 30 is better actually. Because I did Google plinko images, and I guess they aren't the actual like the actual static colliders aren't actually that big, so that actually does make sense. It should probably be a lot smaller. What if we just made them really small? 10. The problem is, sometimes they'll just fall through. I guess that's the point. I don't know. Maybe we should just make them all options or something. What if we make them like 5? But then maybe I guess you need more of them. Maybe. Yogurt, what's up? Emir, hello. Thanks for stopping in. It's possible only downfall? How do you mean? Like, you want them to go in different directions? Oh, the pretty colors, yes. So many pretty colors. What if we expand this to be... I think yesterday we didn't want to tweak too much with... Yeah, because it starts going off to the side. I think we'll just stick with 3 and 4 for now. We can worry about that later. I think I will bump it up slightly to like 20. I think that's an okay amount. I wonder if we should add walls on the side. Kind of makes sense to, I think. That was oddly satisfying. You could make some really cool, oddly satisfying videos with this. Let's see. Okay, so the goal for today's stream was I wanted to at least get this hooked up to the chat and then have a controllable thing moving left and right. So where should we start? I guess let's start with... Actually, I just want to check. Yeah, let's start with getting the thing moving left and right. I think that's a good idea. I should add a profile picture. I guess I can. Oh, spelled something wrong. Yeah. Wrong. Yeah. Then I need to add a sprite for this, I believe. Where is this? Render. No. Properties, options. There's a render. Oh yeah, so this is, I guess this is, we set the, when we are moving it left and right, we set it to be sleeping, and then we just let it drop, I guess, or something like that. Here we go, sprite, is what we want. Or sprite.texture. Might be misunderstanding, can you record transparent browser source in OBS? I guess that would be one way to do it. If you set the background to be, I don't know if OBS can record. I don't know if there's an option in OBS to export to transparent, or maybe there is actually. I know I've set mine to default on WebM, but I think if you record to, oh not WebM, MP4, just because it says smaller file size. I think by default it records to AVI. I think you could. I know AVI does support transparency, so maybe if there's nothing on the background, it might record the transparency. If not, the other way to do it, if you wanted to use OBS to record, would be to have make a green background, like a color source, and then just chroma key that out later. But the only downside to that is obviously if you've got green stuff on like in your browser source, that's gonna get picked up. That might be one way to do it. You'd need to like then edit it to get it to loop properly, but that's probably easier once you have the video. Maybe it's time to create Ruru in Matter.js. Then you can like drop physics objects on his head. That could also be funny. Now you can make like characters and stuff with this. Okay, let's see. So render sprite texture, a string that defines the path to an image to use as a sprite texture. Okay, so for the image, for the circle, we're creating the circles here. I'm actually going to do this and then do this. So render sprite texture, and then see if we can. We need a scale as well. Scale 1, Y scale 1. See if that worked. Oh, good lord. Okay, that is not exactly what we want. That's a bit weird. Defines the scaling for the x-axis. Why would you not just use the size of the object? That's odd. I guess I need to make them really small then. I saw that thing from my kitchen. What happened? I set the texture to be in my profile picture, and then I set the scale to be 1, and it looks like it just slaps on the image. I was kind of hoping I could turn them into balls. I mean, they kind of look like bits now, which is interesting. Let's enable wireframe and see what's going on, where the wireframe is hitting the image. Okay, so the balls are taking the ball shape. I don't know if it'll be possible to, like, I guess we could make them squares, but I don't want them to be squares. Also, I need to be careful because obviously the image doesn't reflect what the actual I wonder if I could set the fill style as well. That's not it. Where render. Do you not take fills? Oh, hang on. There we go. Oh, it doesn't take it doesn't fill if the sprite is being defined. Okay, that makes sense. I was kind of just hoping I could see what the thing was. So this can't be random, which makes sense because okay. Well, there's 100 of them. Speaking of kitchens, I need food. No worries. Would they have a texture prop? Yes. And then I was wondering, I don't know if there's gonna be a way for me to say, hey, use a mask to make this circular. Or if that's something that we're gonna have to define and then Meta.js circle body mask texture. Can sprite dock texture be drawn to adjust to the body shape or size? Can the texture be drawn in a circular shape? You can use body scale X and scale Y. Well, we did that, but if the image is a square, then it doesn't adapt to the circular body of the shape, so that doesn't really work. It will just remain a square. Had trouble figuring out how to scale textures. X scale, Y scale. This doesn't really help. Why was this closed? He wants to. The image is a rectangle, but the body is a circle. I don't think X and Y scale are appropriate here. I think the only way to do this would be to apply the mask ourselves and then create an image texture from that. Is that a new library? It looks super cool. I don't think it's new, but it has been updated pretty frequently. It's definitely, I'm enjoying it a lot more than P2.js, which is the other physics library that is used. I know Stream Elements and Streamlabs use it for their hype cups. At least 4 years ago. Oh, there's cloth. Ooh. That's pretty sick. What? Mind-blowing that's in browser. Then again, there's a bunch of really cool stuff you can do in browsers these days. That spring at the top is super cool. That's so cool, I know, right? Ragdoll. Oh, cool. It's like slowing down time as well. That's freaking sick. concave stuff. That's super neat. Pendulum. Sprites. Okay, yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, no. These are probably just using circular images, aren't they? Right, image ball. Where is... Does it show me where image ball is? I want to see if it's probably got to be a circular texture. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to... Oh, wow. You can highlight them? That's neat. Pyramid. You can make an Angry Birds type thing with this. Pretty sick. Reverse gravity. There's the restitution, bouncing. Terrain. That's in performance. Oh, right. It's just measuring stats. Time scaling. Wait, so you can slow down time? Green time scale for bullet time slow-mo. Oh, that's sick. Bullet time slow-mo. Press. Soft bodies. Oh, soft bodies. Make like jelly. Oh my god, love it. I really want to... How sick would it be if we could make a thing that generates soft bodies from fonts? And you could have alerts where it drops the name down. Like jelly. I think that would be a sicko mode. There's soft body simulations on YouTube of people playing of Tetris, and it's like the most satisfying thing when they like land. Like, wait, I don't know if I can simulate it. I land. Imagine these are Tetris blocks, and this just drops like right in between here. So satisfying. And then the whole row disappears. Okay, that's a little weird, but that's okay. Sensors. Okay, when you sense going through something. Okay, so this sensor thing would be useful for our case, because what we want is to know when this has left the stage. So when this thing drops out of view, we can add sensors just like at the bottom, or maybe along the sides as well, and it will just kill the physics object when it passes through it, and then we know that a user has ended their turn or whatever. So this is actually useful. Oh, I can just throw that away. Didn't mean to do that. Gyroscope. I don't know what the purpose of this one is. Is that to show that the thing always stays the same way? Because I think these are turning. I don't know. This is how we get stream content for years. True. We'll never finish. Oh, that's sick. You have kind of like a pivot. We could make an Angry Birds. We could literally make Angry Birds. Wait, I'm gonna do this. Oh no, I lost the circle. Throw these away. Put this here, like right here. Then drop this like right here. Oh, that's so satisfying. Didn't go as far as I thought. Composite manipulation. Oh. Oh, so you can, yeah, you can actually resize. Oh, you know, this would actually be super useful because I was just thinking we have the game set to initialize to the window inner width, and outer width. Oh, sorry, the inner height and inner width when you load the page, but when you resize it, it obviously doesn't resize. Because I wasn't sure if we could get this to adapt to the size. I'm wondering if actually we can. I'm probably not going to attempt it because it's not really that high priority. When you refresh, when you change the browser source size in OBS, it refreshes the whole thing anyway, so it's not really a big deal. But that could be interesting. I'm just imagining if you have a whole bunch of like things on the side, you resize it and they just adapt. The physics like adapts to the side. Neat. Oh, a wrecking ball. It doesn't like the look of Jello when it moves. So wait, are you gonna make the user's profile picture be the texture? I think so. I know it's always risky using people's profile pictures on stream, but I'm reasoning that the size of the thing is gonna be so small, or at least small-ish enough that I don't think it'll matter too much. It's either that or we use emotes. I kind of don't want to use emotes because I know Scribs is using emotes, and I feel like I'd be stealing the idea from him, even though he's kind of using that idea from a different game, which is called... I think he showed it on stream the other day. Stream Runners? Stream Runners. Or is it Runners on Stream? I know it's on Itch.io. This... E-Shrek, that's terrifying. Runners on stream. Runners on stream. Runners on stream. It's basically, yeah, an overlay thingy. And it's super sick because the creator has adds like feet and legs. Why is that not loading? To the thing. I don't know why that's not loading, but you kind of get the idea. It's super cute, and they fall down sometimes. That's so neat. This is an exe though. I don't think you would actually need to create this as an exe. You could do this as a browser source. Well, actually, I mean, it depends what the person made this in. There are a lot of like web engines you could make this in. I know Unity can export to web, so you could do it as that. But obviously, if you're more comfortable doing it as an exe, then that's something you could do. You could also just use the user's color in chat. That's also true. It could be like the chat, their username color and the first letter of their username, or the first two letters maybe, in case people have very similar usernames and colors, which is not impossible. That might be a good option to provide if someone doesn't want to show profile pictures on stream. Definitely. I think it'll be a fun challenge to use profile pictures because I'm kind of imagining. Well, that was my original goal. I don't know if it will be possible to use circular images though. Kind of annoying. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna temporarily make this supersized because I want to see if we can get it set up the way I'm imagining. Wait, but I don't understand how the scale thing works. So if the scale is 1, that's the size of the image. Oh, you know what we can do? I can just size this up until it lands like here instead of in the center. Trial and error for the win. Yeah, we're getting there. 50. Hey, there you go. 150. So the scale of this actual image is 300. So I guess it's just half of that. So now I'm wondering if it would be possible to pass in a texture. Defines a path to a texture. Defines a path to an image to use as a right texture, if any. What if we edit this on the fly to be a circular image? I think it might be possible. All we need is a canvas, and then export the canvas image to a blob, and then create a blob URL from that image, and then boom, we have a texture. We might be able to make that as like a helper function. Possible. So like, for instance, let's do const to create circular image. All we need to do is generate a canvas, find the image to that canvas, have a blob, put the image, sorry, in the thing, add a circular mask. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try it. Canvas, new canvas? That's a thing, right? Yes. Or is it not? Documents, create element, canvas. I think we have to do it this way. Context? I think we need a context. I can't remember how this works. Get context. Returns an image. Yeah, I think this is what we want. 2D. There's a coder that makes chat run over his games while he comments. I know there are like dedicated marbles on streams now, which is kind of funny. Like, I'm sure that game just started off as a filler, and it's like turned into a whole like an actual thing. And there's what's the other game? There's Stream Raiders. Stream Raiders, like the one where you like place units down and stuff. Like that is an actual like whole category sponsored thing now. Like that is the whole stream. It's not just a thingy thing. Context, create image data. I think this is what the create image data is what creates the image that we export. So we need to just add the image to canvas. I forgot how to do that though, so let's look it up. As you do, canvas, add image, canvas, draw image. Okay, so when we make the canvas size needs to be the size of the image. We know that the image is going to be wait, can I set the width here? Canvas width 300. Canvas height 300. Context raw image. If I pass in the image URL here and then we draw the image here, Your image. Zero zero. Dream Raiders, there's also one with car racing. You don't control as well. Ah. If you have the announcer like bravado and persona, I could get into it. Yeah, if you have like the voice for it and you're like have that caster quality, I think that could be fun. I don't know if like that would be the whole stream. I guess it depends. Those kind of communities, you're more there for the streamer rather than the actual gameplay, I think, which kind of makes sense. Streaming is whatever you want it to be. Is the stream... Okay, we're down to 6.5% now, so I think the internet stabilized. That's good. I've still dropped 13,000 frames, but the actual percentage has gone down from 60 to... 40% to 6.5%, so we're good. I'm really fond of that word game. Oh, yes. Words on Stream. That's a really good one. I really like that. That website, that whole website is just done really well. Like, this whole style of Words on Stream is so cool. They have this really, like, it's almost like a mobile game type thing, which I can understand because it's very, what do you call it? I don't know. It just feels like a giant mobile game, which I really dig. It's this whole rounded font as well. That's really cool. I just really like this whole style of the thick outline. I kind of want to... Hang on. I'm going to authorize this. I want to see what is up with this. Yeah. This is all very cool. This is all... I think this is all... I think that's all Lottie, which would make sense. I need to make this bigger, actually. Word on Stream. Letters shuffle. This is super cool. Style left. The QR code. It's... I mean, they kind of cheeked out on the responsiveness. The responsiveness is just a container that just goes down really small, which I think it makes 100% sense. Like, trying to make this whole thing responsive, like actual responsive, would be insane. So, I understand. Yeah. I like that this is all dynamic. There's these rows here. Transition duration, that's 117 seconds. Yeah. Is it me or is this kind of broken? Oh no, it's just there. There's a config. Oh. The animation is super cool as well. Anim hit. Text decoration, height. What if I change this? No. Doesn't let me. I like how you both were just playing a game while I was trying to dissect the page. It's funny. That's sick. It's a really good, like, design. I like it. Is this Lottie? It is Lottie. Look. Ta-da, Lottie. Lottie is amazing. If you don't know what Lottie is, it's basically a way to make After Effects animations and embed them in browser. And it's like I'm pretty sure a lot of modern companies are using it just because it's basically a way for a designer to go straight from animating something in After Effects to having it display on a web page. And so that's why you can come up with sweet, really sweet like animations like this and then get them to play on the page with very small effort. Like all of this. Like all of these companies using them just because... Wait, there's a really good one, like loading animations for like a page or something as a showcase for apps and things. Where is... I know there was one... Or maybe it's on the GitHub. I was just looking at it the other day. It says Airbnb because it was created by people who used to work for Airbnb. Oh, like that, yeah. So sometimes where you've seen animations like this, I think this is pretty much Twitter, the Twitter animation, or animations like this in like an app. You can pretty much just do that with Lottie, which makes like a whole bunch of sense. We were helping, true. Not really used to UI designs outside of really basic component stuff. Yeah, it's sick because it completes the whole, because I've always wondered like how you get from that to like what's the creation process that goes behind creating something like that, and I think this bridges the gap for me. Like it makes sense that it goes straight from After Effects to there. Like trying to create that otherwise would be pretty insane. Twitter and Tinder, yes. Don't remember if I showed you this. Made these some time ago. Ooh, are these a Lottie animations? Ooh, those are so good. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff you could do with it, and that's how you make a memorable experience. I think that's sick. That's super awesome. And that's super cool that they're using it here as well, and it makes sense. Makes sense. Back to this though. I'm getting so distracted. That's okay. That's what this stream is all about. This is a string. What? Oh, hold on. Const image equals new image. $300 image dot source equals image on load equals image. Oh, okay. I think this is working. Learned something new and helpful today. Hi, above sea level. What's up? Hello. Good to see you. Aren't some of those animations possible with regular CSS? I think for sure. I think there's only so much you can do with regular CSS before it kind of becomes more trouble than it's worth. Sometimes it's easier to just offload that to somebody who's more familiar with After Effects, because if the After Effects animation is, I mean, there's obviously limits to Lottie as well. Like, I think when it comes to video and GIF, maybe, and like more 3D stuff where you've got like a whole bunch of filters and plugins and stuff, it can get finicky. But the amount of 2D stuff you can do with Lottie is still pretty advanced compared to just creating it from scratch. Now Reddit is sending me Tinder Reddit posts. There are some amazing conversations, screenshots that I've seen, interactions. Is this working? I have no idea. Let's try it. Document. Add. Oh, a pen child it is. Canvas. I want to see if this will work. I don't think it will. But I'm gonna try it. Where is it gonna put this canvas? I have no idea. Cannot have more than one element child of a document. Oh, it's funny, I forgot. Here we go. Okay, so we created the canvas. We appended the image. The image is down here. Now, we just need to apply the circular mask and then export the image. I think that sounds about right. Canvas, mask, image. Okay, that's way too much writing. Composite and clipping. New image is only drawn over the existing content. Oh, here we go, clipping paths. I always thought animations like those in After Effects weren't possible to add unless like an image tag or something. So the way Lottie works is it exports to SVGs and then it animates those SVGs based on the animation data that is exported from After Effects. Yeah. That's how you can achieve that. I noticed your chat changes color over time. Changes color. Is it based on time or is it just randomized based on an interval? So that's a funny story. Originally, it was based on time, but then I figured that was actually a bad thing to do because if somebody wasn't talking in chat, you know, and it was like a 10-minute gap between someone talking, then it would just jump to the next color and it would kind of look a bit weird. So it's based on the number of messages sent. Every time you send a message, it increments to the next color. When the chat box loads, it generates all the colors in an array. It interpolates colors from, I don't remember what I've got set up, but I think I might have actually got rid of the other colors. It's based on Splatoon color pairings. So Splatoon 2 colors, I think there's like there's a website I found where it like gives you the actual colors. This, yeah, it was this. I used this. The Splatoon colors are like so like well picked. They like just work together really well. And I made a whole array of these, and it would like interpolate between all of these colors. Except, I noticed that in some streams it would go brown just because of like where it shuffled to. So I think I actually disabled that in the end. And I've only made it go between like a red and a blue or something. I don't remember. Proceeds to increment color. Yeah, so when it hits like the darkest blue, which it is probably doing like right now, it should start bouncing back towards red. So it should eventually start going purple any second now. We just need to spam. Yes. It looks really cool when you spam because it will start changing color. Wait, I can probably spam like right now. Get ready to spam. So ready for Splatoon 3 already? Yes. Here we go, spamming. Hey, it's back to red. There you go. I don't want to get globaled, so I should probably not do that. Oh god. We're back to, oh, we hitched a ride back towards red. We're okay. Can't ban me from my own channel. Where will we on this though? Clipping paths. Makes clipping paths ideal for drawing multiple shapes in a restricted area. Clip example. Here we go. This is what we want. Create a circular clipping path. Context begin path arc clip. Go background. I think we can just do this over the image then. Okay. Do we need contextual image, context, you know what, I'm just gonna do if context doesn't exist, return, and that way I don't need to do the check. Here we go, context begin path, context, so I guess I need to do an arc. We do, let's do 150, I think. This will give us our circle. I think that would look really cool on streams with rapidly moving chats. Yeah. So in actually one of the Twitter videos I did demonstrating the chat box, I hooked it up to like a big streamer's chat, and it was really cool seeing it fluctuate between the different colors. Flip. Okay. What does this give us? It does not give us anything. What if I draw the image after I've made the clip? Hey, okay, it works. So I need to actually draw the image after I've made the clip, and I need to make this, I think, the center. Here we go. We got a circular image. Now all I need to do is export this to get the image URL data of this. I think we have our image. There's a console. I'm actually gonna reduce this slightly. You can see the console better. Or actually, why don't I do this? Here we go. It'll be easier. And then we need to go context, get create image data. And then I think we do just the whole thing. You can get a section of the data. So log data. Image data. Data. Okay. I think this is all of the data. So actually this makes sense. So it's 0, 0 because right up in the corner it should just be transparent. Then I think eventually we should start. Maybe not. Maybe I just did it wrong. Granda, hello. Granda, come on. I still need to add to this stream. Oops, I keep forgetting. Oh, I don't have command set up. I should probably do that. I'm not a very good streamer. It was bad. You say that every time. I know, I keep forgetting. I should make a note. I don't have anything to make a note on though. You should put your widgets on GitHub, especially the starting student chat. I really want to see how you did some of the stuff like the animations and the dynamic info. I might do that. I was thinking of making a video for those actually. So the dynamic data isn't really that much like it's more let me think. Guess what this. It's basically just API calls to relevant services. So like with Twitch, just making an API call to Twitch to get the title and the stream info and all that. Giant Bomb is interesting. So the Giant Bomb API is what's being used to fetch the game data. If like the game information and like the genre and the developers and stuff like that. I think you only get 1,000 calls a day or something. So what I ended up doing was, obviously I'm not gonna like hit that limit or whatever, but I knew that I didn't want to risk it, especially while I was still in testing mode. Like I refreshed the page a lot, and so that was something I wanted to avoid. I ended up just setting up an endpoint on my server, which I can call to then get the data, and once that data has been found, it's just permanently hashed because the game data is very unlikely to change. So if I play a new game, it's going to make a call to Giant Bomb, but then every stream after that is going to be just for my server, because it's just a JSON of data, really. And the same goes for the trailer from YouTube. Pretty much, yeah. Then command to remind you to check the notes. True. I need to make a note to make that command to make the note. Yeah. That's the thing. Where are we at? We are at trying to export canvas image to blob. Canvas. Oh, we could just do canvas to blob. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Canvas to blob. And then, wait, you take pullback pipe defined. Oh, okay. This doesn't get returned back into a variable. We go canvas to blob, and then the blob is the URL. So hang on, how do we want to do this? You know what we should do? We should turn this into a promise. So promises are super cool because you can make basically a callback type thing. And we can't just return from this because we're waiting for the image to load before it's written onto the canvas. So actually, if I do this, return new promise, which takes a res and a reject function. I can basically say when we're ready here, we can resolve with the URL. So if I say URL equals URL create object URL blob, and then res URL, that will then let us, when we want to create our circular image, wait getting the circular image URL. So now if I go back to here, I think, let me wrap this in async. Async iffy, then move this into here and say const texture URL equals await create circular image. Oh, actually needs to go higher then. And then we have our texture URL. Texture URL. Unknown is not assignable to type string. Oh, this is because this doesn't explicitly return a string. Wait. Oh, this returns a promise of a type string. There we go. This ends up being a string, which is the path blob URL path. And then, oh, now circles is God. Okay, that's okay. We're fine. We're okay. Let's see if this worked. Hey, we have a circle image. We have our circle image. Now if I reduce the size of this, so this was 150, is 1. Wait, how do I want? Let's make this const texture size equals 300. Texture size should be 300 divided by 2, and then this would be texture size divided by, wait, scale. Let's just make this 150 for now, and then just make this 0.5. Okay, it still translates. That's actually good. Wanted size divide texture size. Is that what I want? I think that's what I want.
Moo.
Thank you for the moo. My head hurts. What did I... Let me undo this. Wait. The texture size is 300. This, the actual object size is half of the texture size. And then the scale is...
Moo.
The texture size. Yeah, okay, that does make sense. X. Let me just call this texture scale size for now. Oh no. You can just do 100. I need to define the size that this actually needs to be. So let's say size equals. We know that the texture size is always going to be 300, so I don't need a variable for that. And then this needs to be just the actual size that I want. Size divided by 300. If this is 300, this needs to be size divided by 2. Okay, 150. And now we can go back to 10. Yeah, it's tiny. What was this before? 50? Hey, there we go. We have our circular token. That took forever, but we're okay. I'm surprised that workaround actually worked. Oh, I guess it did. So that means that we can actually make a whole bunch of random sizes, and this should stick. Let's see. Oh, I need say 100 of these. Okay, hey, there we go. Wait, why are they... Oh, because the size is being defined once for all of them. I need to actually turn this into a return. And then make this go here. I think. No, it's still all the same. Whatever, doesn't really matter. But it works, and that's what we want. Kind of crazy how much I've been dealing with scaling and transform matrix math last month. Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like sometimes you just go through random, well I guess not that random, but these segments of like you having to deal with a whole bunch of math or just specific code for a certain thing, and it's kind of just ingrained in your head. A good experience though. How you know? You have been mathified. We have our tokens. We grab Asahi's token. I mean, profile picture. Hey, that looks actually super cute. Oh, true. Yours is transparent. Let's see how it deals with transparency. I think we should be okay, right? I don't know. Oh, whoops! It binged. Why did it bing? That's weird. I think I accidentally clicked search on Bing. Okay, let's see. Okay, it works, but I guess the hitbox kind of looks a bit weird because you can't see the actual background, but it doesn't matter that much, I don't think. Oh no, one of them got stuck. Oh. What? Where did that come from? Oh, it's down there. Okay. I was like, why is there a giant token there? It's because of the canvas. I can get rid of that now. There's a pending to canvas at the bottom as a way to check that it was being added. Gucci. Okay. Cool. That works. Good. So to recap, basically for that, what I did was I just created a temporary canvas. I guess what I should do is after I resolve, I can remove the canvas. Can I destroy the context? I don't think I can. I can remove the canvas. I think that's what I want to do. It should still work. Okay, cool. I'm creating a temporary image and temporary canvas, and then I'm writing the image to that canvas, adding this mask, and then exporting the new image, and then returning that. And that's basically how I get the mask image, and then I can use that as the image for the texture. So just doing some texture manipulation on the fly, or image manipulations, say. Okay, I think we can hook this up to the chat now. What library should we use? I know TMI and Twitch.js are usually two that I go for. I can't remember which one's more up to date now though. Mpom. I think Twitch TMI is now up to date. It used to be unmaintained. That's why I used Twitch.js for a while, but I think TMI is now back up to date. This only shows how to use it in browser though. Where's the node example for this? I forgot. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, this is fine. We'll just use TMI. npmi TMI.js. Okay, Let's see. How should we do this? We don't want, you don't need this anymore. This. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll put this into a separate thing, and then we'll export the, or I guess we could put it in the same file. It doesn't really matter. Or should I put it in a separate file? I don't really know. Just put it in the same file and we'll refactor later. Usually the best thing to do. So, const TMI or import TMI from TMI.js. Oh, do we have types for this? I think we do. We do. Okay, sweet. And then we need to create the client. New TMI. You can actually do this outside. Yeah. Const client. New TMI client. And then channels. Firewire. I don't need any of the others things, I don't think. And then down here we can go client, connect. Then client on message. Okay. Let's do the on inside the use effect. Is there a way to de-attach client off? Is there an off? No. Okay. We'll see what happens. So what we want to do is basically client on message composite add circles. So we add the colliders when we run, and then client on message. So when we get a new message, we have channel, tags, message, self. We don't need to worry about self because we're not using a chatbot. We have tags, which is the user state. That's what we're going to be interested in. That's the username. Actually, does tags provide Can I get to this? Take me to your leader, client. What are your types? Events, and common user state here. I think this is it. Got parameter wrong. User notice state. What was this? Chat user state. Okay. Let me look at chat user state. Here we go. Username, string undefined. We want to see if there's a profile picture already, or if we need to use the API. I don't think there is. So chat user state extends common user state. So anything that's here is added on to everything that's here. We have badges, badge info, color, display name, emotes, ID, mod, turbo, emotes, badges. No profile picture. That's okay. I think we'll need to use the API for that. I just wanted to check it wasn't already in the information that we were given. They've saved a step. Right. So when we get a new message, we have access to display name. We also have access to display name. Not like that. I wonder how you reference destructure variables with hyphen. Is it just display name? Like, do you have to use oh, I think that's what you have to do. Well, maybe. Let's test it. Test. Oh, okay, that's how you do it then. I like using display name because it keeps the capitalization of the username. So if you use username, it'll all be in lowercase. The display name is the actual, like the capitalization version of that username. Okay, so we have the display name, which means that we can now use the API to get the profile picture. Now this is where things are gonna get interesting. Probably. We need to keep track of profile pictures and usernames because we want to be able to reuse the same image instead of calling the API repeatedly, which is doable, but would help if you didn't have to. So what we're going to do is keep track of a state, and then the state will be an array. Oh, sorry, could be an array. Or it could be an object. Object is probably easier. Or it could be a map even. A map might be a way to go. Let's do that. npm. Okay, so what I'm going to use to manage our state is You know what? Before we even manage state, why don't we just make a function for calling? Let's make a new folder called utils. This will be where we keep our helper functions that we need to import in other places potentially. I'm going to make a function called get profile picture. And this will take a username, which is a string, and then it will return the URL of the profile picture. This is actually going to be an async function because we need to make an await API call, and we need to await getting that back. Let's go const data equals await fetch, and then the Twitch API URL, which I forget repeatedly. API reference. Okay, users. Here we go. So we do login name. So that's the name of the user. Username. And the JSON. So this will then interpret the response as a JSON. Let's just check. Oh, this isn't going to work actually because we need authentication, I believe. I'm going to just see what happens. So let's go back to here and import our function. Import from utils. And our function is get profile picture. And then when we get a new message, let us console log, or actually we'll just run get profile picture, display name. We'll actually say username because username is going to be lowercase. That just keeps things consistent. String undefined is not assignable to parameter of type string. Okay, so it says this error just means that in some cases the username might not exist, which doesn't really make sense because every message should have a username. I don't know when a username would be undefined. In TypeScript, you can force this to always be defined if you end it with an exclamation point, but that's kind of a bad practice. So the easiest thing to do is just check if username exists. So normally you can just wrap this and be like, if username exists, do the function. But to avoid wrapping everything inside brackets, we can just do an early return. So if username doesn't exist, and return, and this keeps everything in one nice column. We'll see what username gives us, or the function logs. When I change the mix, because it's ended. Right. There we go. We got a message, error, unauthorized OAuth token is missing. So this is slightly annoying because it basically means we need to use OAuth in order to get public information. Kind of sad, but it's whatever. This is okay. I think I have my tokens somewhere. I can just reuse those. Let me check which token. I put them in an env file. There, it's right there. I shouldn't open it because it's obviously my tokens. They're just throwaway tokens. They don't do anything. It's just for getting public information. So let me just check that I can refresh these. I'm going for... Basically what needs to happen is I have a refresh token. What I need to do with the refresh token is to generate a valid OAuth token, and then that OAuth token can be used to create the to make these calls. So now I'm just going to generate the token, and then we're going to see if I can refactor it. But the Twitch token generator is not loading. Why is that? Hello? Load, please. You know what? It's not loading. I'm going to see if I can find a file where I can just pull the URL out of. Oh, here we go. Found it. Okay. The site is still not loading. That's weird. Hopefully the API is still working. So when we do this, we actually need to do another call before that. We need to go auth, await, fetch, and then the token generator. And then our token, which is going to be in here. So this is just the name of the variable that I've got in my env. Then the D for data, JSON. Okay, so auth should contain my token. And then I should be able to say here, part of headers, client ID will equal process env react app Twitch client ID, and authorization will be bearer auth token. Really? new headers. Wait, I thought this just takes a an object. Why is this giving me grief now? Type client ID string undefined. Oh, this might not exist. Right. Okay. Let's wrap this in a try catch. And then we go if process env or process env. So if the refresh token or the client ID doesn't exist, throw new error refresh token or client ID does not exist. Then return. Well, actually, this should just go straight to the catch. So then I can say put this here. And then if we get an error, I can do console error E. Okay, so that should have. Okay, so there we go. So we have these headers, authorization. Let's see if this works. If I refresh this, console, and then I type test again. Wait, what happened? Let me double check. Maybe I didn't set up the env correctly. Which client ID? No, that's correct. Oh, I got the data back. Oh, the Twitch token generator must be really slow right now. That's why it didn't generate the token fast. Okay, but we have our data. We got the username back, or we got the user data back. Sorry. And there is my profile image URL, and it gives it to us as 300 by 300, which is good because that's what we want. I don't know why the thing is loading like really slowly right now. Like, why is this ring really slow? I don't know. But we have our profile image URL. That is good. I'm actually going to turn this into a... So it doesn't make sense to generate a new token every time we want to get a profile picture. That is obviously not a good thing to do, especially because it's going to be super slow as well. So what we should do is we should run the token, get the token when we load the app up, and then reuse that token for everything else. And to keep track of that, what I'm going to do is just create a state. So There are different kind of state management libraries that can be used. I know a lot of people go for Redux, which is like the one to go for, I guess, for React at least. I am more a fan of a library called Easy Peasy because it's super easy to use. And it's an abstraction built on top of Redux. So you can have the advantages of Redux, but with less boilerplate code, because Redux has... At least I used it when I was starting out with state management in React, and I think it's good to have an understanding of it, but I don't really think it's good to keep going with. I don't know. It all depends. I think Easy Peasy does a really good job of keeping things simple. I'm gonna make an auth. I'm gonna make an index. The auth is going to basically be responsible for our auth model. So what we want to do, okay, this is going to be slightly new to me because I haven't used Easy Peasy too much with TypeScript before. Actually, I don't think we'll need, I think we'll need thunks. Anyway, we have an auth model. And this is basically going to be responsible for our authentication. I think this is how it should work. So let's say token is going to be a string. So this means that in our auth object, because this is going to be related to our auth model, we need a token, which is going to be by default empty. Or I guess we could be null. It could be string or null. It will be null to start with. Should just be empty string. You know what? Let's just do an empty string. Why not? And then we need an action. So the action is going to be what sets our token. This is equivalent to dispatching, basically. So you dispatch, in Redux, you dispatch an action. In Easy Peasy, you just call that function. So we have an action, which gives us a state and a payload. So in this case, the payload is the token. And then what we do is we just say state.token equals token. And that sets our token on the state. And then it's giving us an error because our model basically says only a token exists. What's this set token about? So we just need to say set token is a thing. And set token is a type of action, which we need the action type for. We go action, auth model, and then string. And basically that says this is an action that takes an auth model and a string. The auth model is this model. And then the token is the string. And then we need the actual fun part is getting the token itself. So we say get token, I think. I am Chets, what is up? React and state libs, yes. Always fun. Always fun. Empty, Sag, I know. Feels bad. Export default. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good weekend. Get token. Okay, so get token is going to be of type thunk, I believe. So a thunk is interesting. It sounds like a meme because the thunk emoji is a meme. It's like hilarious. I love this meme. But a thunk in JavaScript, I guess, do thunks exist in other languages? I don't know. Maybe. is a function that calls another function. I think I read this article when I was learning about funcs, and this was a really good read. There you go. A function that returns another function. But in state management, it's basically a way to call a side effect. Gonna harvest a bit of pea seeds from the garden. Ooh, nice. Peas sound really good. I think peas make a great snack. They're small. You can eat peas whenever. Yum. So we need an async function. We get back actions. And then, okay, let's first of all say define get token as our thing. So thunk will take in our auth model again. And I think that's it. And what I need to say is basically do the call here. So const, where we had our get, oh no, did I delete it? Oh no, it's here. This is where we get the token. I can just yoink this. I'll call this data. And this gets our token, and then I can just say actions set token or data.token. So what are we building? We are building a plinko game, a chat game, and pretty difficult to see right now. Hang on, I can go back to where it's coming down. Where is it coming down? Oh, because I haven't actually added the circles here. Here we go. Circles. We'll go 50. I can get rid of this. Here we go. Oh. Oh no. Hold on. Give me uno momento. Save. Import. It's just giving me an error because of this. Auth from auth. Oh my god, I can't type. Export auth. Okay. Oh, what default? Hello? You know what? Let's just delete this for now. Oh my god. I think I need to rerun this. Hey, there you go. Look at those cups go. Real, what is up? Bob, welcome back. How's the game coming along? It's getting there. We basically created a function for creating circular images. So we create our circular image from the image, and then we can now put in a profile picture like Brill. Let's take Brill's profile picture here. Brill nerd. Oh, it's circular already. That's perfect. How did you know? And what I do is refresh, boom. Brill. Sicko mode. You're welcome. You read my mind. I have a tip for you. Google barrel files. Barrel files. Barrel files. A way to roll up exports from several modules into one convenient module. Ooh. Yes. I think this is what I was trying to do just now. So in my store, I'm planning to have a bunch of different auth models. And then what I wanted to do was have an index. Then I wanted to import auth from auth and then export this. I don't know if, well, I wanted to, I mean, it's not that what's it called? I don't need to import it. Ah. Oh, export all from. Interesting. Whoa, what just happened? Export all from. Or. Ooh. Interesting. I don't actually need to do this, I just realized. I need to create the store. But this is actually pretty useful. Thank you. I'll keep a tab on that. One can't have enough Braille? True. Let me put this here, just in case. Actually, let me put it in the other tab. Where is the other tab? Yeah. Hell no. What are these usernames they're coming up with? Okay, we've put that there. We can take Monkey Man Bob's profile picture. So basically the goal of this is that I'll be able to, when someone types in chat, we can drop one of them, because right now there's all of these. It's going to turn into a chat game where we can eventually move it left and right and then drop it. There'll only be one, obviously. This is just for experimental purposes. But yeah. It's funny how they keep spawning differently because they're all trying to spawn in the same location, so they keep pushing each other. Funny. Lemmy, what's up? Hello. Good to see you. Thank you for the nice words. You're super kind. I appreciate you. Stealing my face. I am. Where did your face go? That's weird. Let's see. 30. Oh my god. What? Here we go. Okay, now if we go back to here. Oh, I need to fix this. You know what? Let's just delete that for now. There we go. Boom. Okay, we're so close to getting this hooked up to the chat. We just need to get the profile picture from the username. You can still destructure if you want to export specifically. Okay, that makes sense. I need to actually create the store though. That's what I was missing. Import from easy peasy. That is a super cool way of doing it though, because then I don't need to import and export every time, because I've been doing that for some other projects. Const or export default create store. Oh, so I actually, I do need to import here. Import auth from auth. store. Okay, so this should create our store, and then I can just import the store on the store provider back here. Yes. Import store from store. Import. Oh my god, why am I typing so badly? I don't know. Easy peasy. Store provider. And then we just need to wrap this in our store provider and then pass in the store. Ooh. Easy. Why they call it easy peasy? It's easy peasy to use. Right. Actually, we're not done with that. Or are we? No. Yeah, we are. In app, we need to call the actual function get token, and then that should set the token. My face is broken. It's a beautiful face. Don't worry about it. Fine. Let's see. Okay, so what we need to do basically is we have get token. You know what? We need to create hooks. Let's do that. We need to create our hooks. So when I think in TypeScript, easy peasy lets you generate the hooks automatically from the models. Need to look up how to do this again though. I have huge files because of it. Yeah, I'm definitely have experienced this similar. Love all the cool things you do. I appreciate that. I love building them. Seeing people use them and have fun with them is super gratifying. Okay, I think this is what we did. Interface. And then the model. So in this example, the to-do is a object of type and done. In our model, we only have a very simple string for our tokens. We don't need to make a whole model for that. But if we wanted to have a model for the token, it could be like, I don't know, token expiry date, username, something like that. That would be a custom interface that we need for that, and then that would just replace string. But we're okay. We just need a token. That's the bearer token. And then the action, we've already done that. So that's the action, the model, and the payload type. In this case, it's just a string again. The thunk is also similar. It's the model. The payload is optional. In our get token, the payload, we don't need a payload because we're literally just getting the token. We don't need to provide any like parameters. So that's okay. Computed properties, don't think we need those yet. Here we go. Here's create a store. Okay, so we create the store with the store model. Oh, okay. This is where things. This is new to me now because we're basically split up our model over several files. So we're not just, the store model isn't just the auth model, because what happens when we have a separate model? We need to combine the interfaces. I think I need to export the interface from this file so I can use it in a different file. And then I'll need to look up the TypeScript thing for combining models thing. Possibly. Create typed hooks. In order to avoid having to constantly provide your store model definition to each use of easy peasy hooks, we provide a utility API that allows you to create versions of the hooks that will have the store model type information baked in. Okay, so this is where we need to combine the model. That's kind of interesting, because what happens if we want to have... Actually, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So if we had a different model, I don't think we'd be able to reuse token, because all of the models get put together when we create the store. So it wouldn't make sense to have the same keys on a different model, I think. At least that makes sense to me. So let's see. This kind of doesn't work when we only have one model. I kind of need to experiment with making a second model. Let's just check that this works here though. So import auth and auth model. And then we needed to create typed hooks. And then you want typed hooks, typed model, okay. Oh wait, is this the right? I need to do this in hooks, yeah. Import create typed hooks from easy peasy. Import auth model from auth. Const typed hooks equals create typed hooks of type auth model. So I need to import another model and see how to export that. Won't use store actions. I am Chets. Thank you for the follow. That's super kind of you. I do appreciate that. Okay, I think this is on the right lines. At least this seems right. Store dispatch. State. Here we go. So if I wanted to then import the state into this, I'm not going to, because this is the utility file. Oh, I guess I should. I could. This is where we need access to the token in this file anyway. But basically, I can go import use store state from our hooks, and then const state or const token equals use store state state.token. So now we have access to our token from our state, and I can basically just say Paris token. But what happens when we want to combine? What happens if we need a secondary store model? That's the question. I'm actually going to duplicate this. I'm just going to call this to-dos or to-do. To-dos. I'm just going to make this to-do model. I'm going to go interface to-do. Message string boolean. Oh, done is a boolean. I'm going to say our to-dos is of type an array of to-dos, and then add to-do would be to-do model I'm actually going to delete this afterwards, so I don't know why I'm going into so much detail, but to-dos, to-do model. This would be to-dos, and this would be an array. And then this would be add to-do, and this would be an action where to-do, state to-dos equals state to-dos to-do. Oh, I forgot to call this add to do. This is basically a fancy way to push. It's an immutable way to push an object into an array. I think with easy peasy, you can actually use mutable functions. I can actually do to-dos push to do, and easy peasy will behind the scenes turn this into a immutable function, so that I can actually just mutate the state directly, and that's still valid. But I'm trying to get into the habit of doing things immutably, so that if I work with a different state management library, I'll be covered. And mutability is basically a way to say you don't mutate the original data that you give or that you get. So in this case, I'm assigning state to-dos a new instance, a new array, where I'm basically saying take the original to-dos and add the to-do on the end, and then that way I don't mutate the data that's already there. Even though this library lets you, I think it's probably a good idea not to. In the actual example, it does let you do that. I think. Yeah, there. But we'll try. Yeah, it's a good practice to keep. Other libraries aren't so lenient. They'll make you use immutable functions. So it's whatever. Okay. We have our secondary to-dos. And then what we want to test is, can we combine these two models? So when I create the store, I'm importing to-dos from the to-dos file. I'm creating the store using to-dos. When I create the store, do I need to provide a type there? Create the store. Yeah, I do. So I actually need to do this in this file as well, I believe. So this is a good time to test if I can do it, or if we can do it. I think we can. There has to be a way to do it, because you can't be expected to keep everything in a single define everything in a single model. So what is the TypeScript way of combining models? Combine interfaces. Most likely using Immer under the hood. Ah, I've heard of Immer. I think that's right. That's like the library that helps you where's the link for this? Okay. The next immutable state tree by simply modifying the tree. Yeah, makes sense. Sweet. It's definitely helpful. I think, especially if you are like just used to doing that kind of stuff from just regular JavaScript, it's probably like good helper. Declaration merging. Interface box. Box. Most common. Oh. You could just name everything the same and it would just merge them. Merging namespaces. What if we have different named models? I am confusion. Oh, hang on. Loner. Oh, no. Make person interface to a flattened instance. Create a new person interface. Flatten name. Member extends. Oh, can I just do interface store model extends auth model? Oh, you say and to do model? Wait, was it comma? Oh, right. There's empty brackets on the end. And to merge interfaces or extends. I like extends. What's the and way of doing it, I wonder? Oh, here. Type member. Oh, okay. So that must be for types. Okay, gotcha. And extends for interfaces. I think, let's try this. Wait. Door model. Does this work? Do is missing following properties for type. Do's. Oh. To do is missing. It looks like it's saying it's missing type array. Why is that? Oh. Wait. No, this is an array. Whose is an array? Store model. The expected type comes from property to-dos, which is here declared. To-dos. What? Okay, so extending is fine, I think. It's where we need to actually create the store. I'm going to actually take that off for now. I want to check if, because it's not giving us an error if we don't define a specific type for this store. It looks like it is picking up on those separate models separately anyway, but we do need it in the hooks file in order to understand that specific to pick up on the autocomplete data. This actually makes sense that we need it here. Okay, no errors here. Now, if I go back to, where is it? Utils. Do I have access to token and to-dos? I do. It's picked up, it's merged them together. Sweet. So previously when this was just auth model, I only had access to token. And if this was to-do model, I would only have access to to-dos. Okay, so that works. Token. Okay, so I guess I didn't need it here off the rule. I'm still wondering why that didn't work though. What if you do auth model and to do model? Right. Auth model and to do model. Still complains, unfortunately. I wonder why that is. To do model is missing the following properties from type to do: length, pop, push, and cat. I mean, those are just regular array functions. To do model is missing the following properties from vector type comes from property to do's, which is declared type auth model and to do model. To do model does contain to do's, but this should automatically know that this is an array because I've made this an array. Array to do. I don't know. Weird. What if this was just simpler? What if to do was just a string? Oh no, it would still need to be an array of strings. What if it was just a simple string, not an array? Like I only have one to do. The do model is not assignable to type string. You're passing it the models, but you assume that the store magically knows the key for the given model. Oh. I think I see what you mean. So if this was like the other way around... No. I mean, we don't need the type definition here. It would have been nice to do. Oh, I see what you mean, like assigning it to be the actual, like telling it which model lines up with which object. I think that would work. Hey, it does. I wonder if that's how we should just define the model then, in that case. That's probably a sensible way of doing it, right? That works. I think that's actually what we should do. It's decorative that way. Thank you. That makes more sense. It doesn't know that to-dos doesn't exist on auth, or like which keys line up with which model or whatever. I think I can actually export store model from here. Then just re-import it here. Instead of store model, I'll rename it something else like app store, iStore, whatever, because technically it's not a model. True. I mean, it's all of the store, right? Like it's the model of all of the other stores combined. since technically the other ones are like auth model. And I don't even need to do this. I was just an experiment. I need to import store model though. How do I? Store. Is it gonna? Oh, it's just from dot. I don't really like that. I'm just gonna say index. There we go. But it's not a model of models, it's a store of models. Okay. Well, I mean, if it's a store of models, then store models still works. But I see your point. Well, I guess we could call it iStore. I mean, what's the other way of doing it? I've seen people go store import. I don't really know where that comes in. I guess we can just call it App Store. App isn't really even the final name of our component, but we can rename it when it comes to it. It's fine. I'm also going to delete to-dos because that's not actually part of this. But now we know we have a way to extend our model when time comes. So that is all good. There we go. Wait. What? Now we're getting an issue here. New store state.token. Token does not exist on type state mapper pick or auth. What? Looks. State.auth.token. Oh, yes, you're right. That helps. That makes sense. Because I forgot that they were now on separate things. But yeah, that makes sense. And that helps keep our things separate. Good. What we wanted. Okay. In that case, I think this works. Now we actually do need to make a second store because when we create when we get the profile picture, that reminds me, is the thing loaded now? Which token generator? Okay, cool. The site is loading quicker now, so I think we should be able to get our usernames. Use store state is called in function get profile picture. That is neither a React function nor a custom hook function. React component names. Oh. What? Oh, it doesn't like that the fact that I'm importing a function to use here. That's weird. Can't I import functions to use? Don't I have access to my state in my... I guess it doesn't really make sense to import your state into utility functions. I think it's better to keep your utility functions separate. I shouldn't really be importing state into here, but I do need access to the token in here. I don't really want to have to pass in the token every time I want to use it, but I guess I need to. Where am I calling? Yep, profile picture. Here. I don't need to turn this into a custom hook. I've never made a custom hook before, but I guess this is probably a good time to learn. React custom hooks. I've always been curious, actually, because I know this is like the whole cool thing about React now is that you can make custom hooks. Is there a dark mode for this? There isn't. It was bad. Just prefix it with use and pretend it's a React component, and that's all. Really? Oh. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to make a separate folder for hooks then. I think that's the cool thing to do. Should I do... the cool thing again? I guess I should, right? Use profile picture. Export function. Use profile picture. Username string. Import use state. Wants token. Use store state. Also, I forgot to read your message earlier about mobx. I have come across mobx, but I haven't actually used it before. State for token. I definitely want to check it out at some point, just to try it out. Where is the original call that I made? Is in utilities. Wait, I don't need this. Oh, yeah, this is the whole function, actually. I should just do this. And const. Oh, what am I doing? Move this up, delete this, move this back down. Don't take in a token. Minus the rendering. The proper way would be to abstract the API call to its own thing. How do you mean? Like have a separate or like build up an API call, so I don't need to pass in the URL every time. I think that also makes sense. I think this will be the only time I'm calling the API though, at least for this project since it's so small. But oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I called this thing use profile picture, and then I think in hooks I'll try that export. Is it export from and then import? What is this? I don't need you now. I guess let me just delete utility. I don't need it at the moment. And then in hooks, I can go. So it's not complaining about this anymore, which is good. And then from profile picture, I would go hooks. Did that satisfy your needs? Do I need to restart this because sometimes it gets hooked up? Use source state is called in function get. Oh, this needs to be called use. Well, that makes sense. Wait. Was this not already called use profile picture? There's no exported member. Oh. I'm a dummy. I forgot to call that. to rename get to use. Use profile picture is not exported from hooks. Wait, where is hooks? Use store state, that's fine. And then hooks should be here. Oh, maybe it doesn't like this now. Wait, what was the link that I had? Barrel. Export everything from place. Re-export all of its exports. Now the consumer can import what it needs from the barrel. And then the fetch goes to its own function, which then takes in the token and username. But this is probably extracting something that's not needed here. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think for this case, we'll keep it simple just as a learning exercise. And then when things get more complicated, maybe we'll consider that. Something like Swagger, which auto-generates the API layer for you. Oh, that sounds fancy. Oh no, it's coming up on 8. So if we can get use profile picture working, I think that will be good because that will we'll have completed what we set out to do, which was to connect the profile pictures to our plinko game. Barrel. Have you used Barrel before, Toads? I dig it. I mean, I guess it's not really a use. I mean, just as a way to arrange things, whatever. Need 3 import statements. Is this? I don't know if this is working. Use profile picture is not exported from hooks. Why not? Is it because I'm exporting 3 separate things? Then exporting, you can choose to export the module and the name. Ah. What if I do export use profile picture? Why is it not exported? Oh, wait, no, it is exported. Export async function use profile picture. Async function use profile picture. Export use profile picture. Use profile picture cannot be called inside a callback. Wait, I'm just curious if this is not saving properly or something. Can you show me where you import it? Yes. Yeah. From hooks. And hooks is... Oh, this is the wrong hooks. Hooks is... Hooks index. This was previously just this. Like the roll-up thingy. I don't think I need this. But then I think I need that. Use profile picture cannot be called inside a callback. Oh. I understand now. Because now it's considered as now it's being considered as a what do you call it? Hook, and hooks have certain limitations. So I can't actually call it here. This needs to be done separately inside a use effect or something. I think this might be adding a bit too many complications to this now, though. I am doing this all inside a use effect, which is probably not a good thing. I need to refactor this at some point. I was under the impression you had the username already. So the username is what we get when we get a message. And this comes in dynamically, like when a message comes in. But then this whole thing is wrapped inside getting... Oh wait, we don't actually need the async. It's actually... Let me see. I think we might be able to salvage this. So the async is not important here because we don't actually need the texture URL. But we do need this profile picture. How do we... I think what we do is we return the circle. I can get rid of this. And then I can go const. Does this all need to be inside? You know what? I'm just going to make the function here. Then I'm going to move it. Create collider. And then the collider will take in the texture URL. And then it will return circles. And then the texture URL will be the string. And then I can actually get rid of this that way. And then the circles will be... it's not needed yet because we actually don't need to add the circles when we create them. So create one, create collider. Oh, but this is still inside a callback. The callback is on message on. Traumatizing. That's a pretty cool name. What's up? I see it's a chat box. Actually, I named the folder kind of wrong. It was going to be a chat box, but it's now a plinko game. So I did have ideas for chat box that we were going to make. So maybe we'll do that after this, whenever that happens. I'm trying to figure out how we can use the hook inside this callback. I don't think we can. Unless we use callback. That's a hook, right? Maybe we're making this too complicated. I don't think we even need a React for any of this, but it's good practice. What did I have pasted? Oh, create collider. Use profile picture returns a promise. I don't think this will work. Circles. Wait, what? Does this not return a string? Oh, yeah, it doesn't. Whoops. Return data profile image URL, which is a string. I don't know if it will automatically know that. It doesn't. Hello? Oh. This is right? Yeah. Bob, this has been my only day off this week, so I think I'm gonna head off early and catch some sleep. That sounds like a good idea. I should get food soon. I think refactoring this into a hook was probably a bad idea. I mean, it's good because I know how to make hooks now. That's useful. But maybe doesn't. It's okay. Have a good rest of stream and your week. Thank you. Hope you have a good rest of your week tomorrow as well. I don't know where you got to with creating your wooden mechanical clock, but I hope you're making good progress with that too. Bio, what's up? That will fail because a hook should always be called an order. Yes, that is true. It needs to always have the same order when it's rendering. And that's not going to be the case because a message can come in at any time. Hook is kind of useless unless you refactor it to the point where it uses its own use effect and also listens to the socket event. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass in the token. I think at this point, we'll just send it back to use the utility, and then we'll just pass in a token for that. And we'll just get the token from the state. And we'll just call getting the token in the use effect when we load. You can still make it work. It has to be its own thing. Oh, like the use effect needs to be in its own thing. But I've got quite a lot of code in the use effect at the moment. 24-hour code stream? Hell no. I have work tomorrow as well. And I'm going to probably be coding tomorrow, so I should probably not do anything too intense right now. This is already getting pretty intense. I think what I'll do is I will just make it a token for... I'll just pass in the token for now, and then at some point in the future, we will just... We'll refactor it to be a token, and we'll make our own custom tokens or whatever. Yeah. No. I'm going to send this back to utility. I'm going to just pass in the token, and we will be okay. Things will be okay. Token. And then hooks we will get rid of for now. We'll come back to that at some point. I will rename this to not be a hook now. Username, oh right, and then we also need token. Token we will get from import use store state. We also need use store actions, because in the use effect we need to generate the token. Const token equals use store state fourth token. Once get token, use store actions, actions auth get token. So when we do the use effect, get the token, and then when we get the token, use the token. And I think we also need to re-render when we get the token. But I'm going to do it without and just see what happens. Got work tomorrow too. We didn't manage to finish our stuff for the latest sprint, so it's gonna be a fun Monday. Oof. Yeah, I definitely feel you there. Word we shall not speak of until tomorrow. Wait, what's the word? Tomorrow or Monday? Or work? Did this work? Data is undefined. We are making the call, but it looks like the actual call failed. Did we pass in the... I don't think we did. Error. Okay, so the token is empty. So that means that we need token. Oh, the W word. Okay, gotcha. Did this work? Data is still undefined. Oh, yikes. That's a bad idea. I only need to generate the token once. Maybe, oh, I've got an idea. Why don't we just do a separate use effect? Use effect on load, get token. And then we should have access to token. Probably. You said it again? I did. I apologize. Wait, we are getting the token back. Oh. Yeah, it is. And it should be setting it. Let me check the state. Set token. Okay. It did put it into setting it. Now we need to make the call here. I wonder if I need to say if token doesn't exist, return. Technically, I don't consider it the W word. They're a really fun team, and Great Boss who doesn't run. Yeah, those are definitely 1 in a million. Don't persist logs. Why is it persisting logs? Sucks. Not nailing sprint is always oof. Yep. Oh, okay. So token, this needs to re-render when token exists. It worked. So now I have circles, and now I can go composite, add engine world, circles. Let's see. Okay, well, it works. For some reason, we don't have our texture URL, which is a bit weird. Oh, because we need to create circular image from the image. Gotcha. And then this needs to wait until we have the image. Ooh, that's okay. We can just do this. Create const image. Create circular image from the URL. Await that. Use the image URL. This is so messy. It's okay. We're fine. What? We're getting an issue? Could be. Are you using a specific library to handle the physics? We're using Matter.js. A physics, 3D physics engine. We were going to be using P2, but then we decided, well, someone suggested Matter.js, and I'd used P2 before, so I wanted to give this a shot and see what it was like. And I really like it so far. The URL is undefined. Why is that? We were just getting that. Profile picture, token, username, URL. Oh, I forgot that in the new Twitch API, because you can specify more than one URL to fetch, it returns an array, not an object. So this actually needs to be data 0. Hey, there you go. It worked. Hallelujah, we made it. Definitely worth. You might want to look at quick type to map out requests with ease. Ah, yeah, maybe we should. There's definitely some stuff I want to clean up, and like use more like helper libraries and things to speed things up. For the most part, these projects are pretty small, but it's always good practice to to get into using them for when things scale up. I think so. Next stream, I'll probably be working on chat commands for moving where you want to. Right now, it just drops, which is okay, but I think what would be cooler is, well, for the chat game at least, we'll need a way to have an event saying this is where we I want to play, or I guess there can be different modes. So one of the modes could be it just drops straight away. The other mode could be you start up here, then you can use commands to move your counter left and right, and then you can drop it with another command. And then the goal will be we'll add another box here to be the goal to get your counter to drop in, whatever. And I think that will be the best way to do it. So we'll see. Mr. Coppinger, what is up? Thank you so much for the sub. Super crazy of you. What? I was actually about to get off, but thanks for stopping by. You're awesome. I hope your streams have been going well. I've been meaning to catch them. It kind of doesn't help when you're halfway across the world, but we've spoken about this. Yeah. We managed to get this little plinko board thingy working, which is pretty awesome. We want to turn it into an actual chat game, I think, and then it'll be awesome to like get it hosted so that you can enter your username and then you'll get a browser source URL and then people can add it to the streams and stuff like that. I think that'll be pretty fun. And we'll have like different maps and stuff. And like a point system, maybe a leaderboard. That could be fun to animate. Not. Animating animations and stuff. Although I guess we can use Lottie. That's also a possibility. It'd be fun. Why don't we, you know what would be fun? Actually not fun. What would be a good test would be to hook this up to a big stream right now. Let me see. Let's go and find a moderately sized channel. I want to see, you know what Pokemon is streaming right now? This is going to be a really bad idea because the Twitch API is going to limit us. We're going to get rate limited straight away from fetching so many different profile pictures, but that's okay. It's a risk I'm about to take. Is there friendly from fire mode? Yes. The counters right now hit each other. If you ever want to refactor it with a buddy, feel free to hit me up. I will. I'll consider that. Thank you. I'll probably be streaming the creation of this. I usually stream on weekends. So if you have any refactor tips, feel free to drop by the chat and yell at me to move this line over there or whatever. It's always why I like streaming this kind of stuff, because you always learn so much from other people. I think Charlie would agree. If you guys are interested in watching the creation of a startup from start to finish, feel free to check out the Coppinger. He is streaming the creation of a startup. It's super awesome. It's like showing the whole process, everything going on behind the scenes, and there's a bit of dev stuff involved too. I don't know how much of it will be on his channel. He's doing some more awesome stuff. Okay, I'm going to see if this works. What is your schedule like? I usually stream on weekends. Okay, this is gonna go really badly. Here we go. Okay, at some point we will just start getting blank profile pictures, I think. Because Okay, there you go. Okay, no, what? They're still going. Maybe the chat isn't moving fast enough. Which is good. At some point, if we get rate limited, the profile pictures will just start turning into default images because it can't, which will be like, no more information for you. Maybe tie the plinko into channel point somehow. I think that would also be a cool idea. Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, this is a good test of the thing working. It's getting all the profile pictures, it's dropping them. That's super sick. Some of these people getting points, some of these people just falling off the edge of the map. That's okay as well. But yeah, I'm coming up to 8:30 here and I need to go get food, so I'm gonna go do that. And yeah, I appreciate everyone watching. I don't know if there's the who can we raid? Maybe we can find someone in the science and tech directory. Who else is doing JavaScript? Somebody's working with the Twitter API. That could be fun. Quick question before you leave. Do you take commissions? I do sometimes. I'm kind of pretty booked at the moment. It depends on the commission, I guess. They get super crazy, and sometimes I feel like if it's like super big. I say the word super a lot. I probably should stop that. What is this person creating? They look so young. My god. These developers are starting really young these days. Looks like he's trying to do his CSS. Let me keep looking, see if there's anyone else. Sahi, thank you so much for the resub. I don't know why my alerts aren't working on it right now. $35 months, crazy. When you get a chance, help will greatly be appreciated. Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. I will send you a thing after the stream. I have an idea. It's a bit complicated to use, but maybe I'll be able to send you like a template or something for creating it. Is there anyone doing React stuff, maybe? Someone's doing cryptocurrency stuff. Muted coding. Chicken streams. There's a lot of chicken streams on science and tech. There's GitHub Actions. That's always interesting. Somebody's letting Flutter. That could also be cool. Somebody's doing React Elixir. God, I don't remember this. a lot more streams in this category than there should be. Oh, there I am. I don't really know. Oh, he's taking a break now. I was actually about to just raid him. You know what? Let's just go to this. Where is that stream that I just saw? Node.js. Playing with Node.js, there may be some font stuff. I think he just started his stream like 8 minutes ago. And he looks like he's looking for libraries. So let's just go say hello to him. Once again, thank you everyone for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. And oh god, what happened? It broke. I don't know what happened. I wasn't looking. I'll check back on the VOD. But yeah, I'll catch you next time. Take care.